The Poco X6 Pro uses pretty basic camera hardware, and it performs well enough for its price. But can using GCam deliver better photos and videos? Let's find out in this Poco X6 Pro camera test. The free Google Camera Port, or GCam, I'm using for this comparison is from developer BSG, and there's a link to download this port in the video description. Let's compare a variety of images, including selfies and night mode shots, with both the pre-installed stock Poco camera app and GCam, then discuss a few notes about using GCam on the Poco X6 Pro. Let's take a look at all the preset zoom levels with this Whitechapel scene. Here's the ultra-wide, and not a great result from the stock camera. It's washed out, generally overexposed, and especially blows out the siding on this chapel. GCam is certainly an improvement here. This is the main camera, and the stock Poco Cam performs a little better, but GCam still wins, since it's a lot more saturated and manages to control the highlights. This is the 2x zoom from the main camera, which actually helps the stock cam a lot, even though it still lacks contrast. GCam looks okay, but it's a bit too contrasty this time. Here's the max zoom from both, still using the main camera, and I'm surprised how well the Poco handles this. But stock camera definitely wins, since it's able to resolve a lot more detail, and overall, it just looks sharper than GCam. Onto a rainbow umbrella shot, and GCam is much more punchy and colorful, but stock camera looks more natural. Rusty pipes and water meters, and again, stock is just too bright. GCam wins. GCam knows how to handle this blue chair seat shot, deeper blues in the fabric, and this wooden armrest looks correctly colored, unlike stock cam. With this outdoor building shot, I want to give the win to GCam, but it's a bit too contrasty again, making the windows here and the shadows too dark. Unfortunately, stock camera doesn't perform much better, but it does keep everything nice and bright. Fire hydrant photo, and GCam wins. The saturation is a little too extreme, but it again manages highlights well. Stock cam is so bright that you basically lose this light pole against the white building. Check out some details with this bug poster image. Both are pretty good here, but GCam is more punchy. Stock is a little sharper though. This is a strange candy bar shot. GCam actually clips the very white text in the middle of the image, but it still looks a lot more true to life than the stock camera, which seems to be trying to enhance the text, I guess. And it just looks weird. Tile wall photo, and GCam manages to be brighter this time, and it wins. But I think I kinda like the stock cam's bluer, darker version better. Before I get to selfies, video, and night mode shots, if you're finding this comparison helpful so far, please give it a like, and thank you. GCam easily beats Poco stock cam for selfies most of the time. Here's the main rear camera, and obviously stock cam is washed out and far too blue. GCam isn't quite as sharp, but that's really the only negative here. Main rear camera in portrait mode, and again GCam wins due to warmer, more saturated colors, but there is a slight halo where the object detection isn't doing quite as good a job as the stock camera. The same trend continues with the front-facing selfie camera. GCam is a bit darker, but with very natural colors. Selfie cam in portrait mode, and for these shots, you might still want to stick with the stock camera. GCam struggles with object detection in a bad way. Night mode is closer between these two apps. For this car shot, GCam is brighter than stock, but it's also not nearly as sharp, especially in the trees and the concrete. GCam is darker for this nighttime hydrant image, but I think it certainly wins in the color category, and the grass doesn't look over sharpened compared to the stock cam. A very dark rainbow umbrella scene, and again, stock camera is sharper with more detail overall. But GCam has much better color, especially with this light orange, dark orange, and red. You can actually differentiate between the colors in the GCam shot. Stock cam definitely falls apart for these selfies at night though. Here are shots from the main rear camera, and GCam is better exposed and much sharper. In fact, stock cam just decided I wasn't the subject and focused back here somewhere. Here's the front-facing selfie camera, and stock improves, but so does GCam. Both camera apps include some type of selfie illumination if you turn it on. Things get a little scary though, and I still think GCam wins. It's clearly not as sharp as stock, but the lighting is slightly improved. Video is generally passable, even at 4K, and there's not much difference between the two apps. The stabilization is pretty bad on both though, so just be careful if you're walking and filming. Also, there is a 4K 60 option in GCam, but it's currently not working in this port. Selfie video isn't bad, even the stabilization is fine, but it is limited to 1080, even on GCam. And GCam's 4K option isn't working. Alright, here's the Poco X6 Pro with the selfie cam from the stock app. Alright, here's the Poco X6 Pro GCam with the selfie camera. A few tips with GCam on the X6 Pro. I shot all the GCam images in HDR enhanced mode, which does slow down the shooting process compared to the stock app. Plus, I did not use auto white balance from GCam. It tended to push the scenes overly blue, and I did not use a config file, just the regular port APK. So there's definitely room for improvement in the future. Overall, I think GCam is a great addition to the X6 Pro, even if there are a few issues for now. And if you think the Poco X6 Pro is the right phone for you, you should check out Wireless Place, since they have Poco devices as well as phones from Samsung, OnePlus, Google, and more. I've bought a few phones from Wireless Place, and they always ship fast and internationally, have great prices, and carry brands you can't get in carrier stores. Please use my discount code PhoneComp10 when you check out if you want to support the channel or just want to save a little money. A link to the site is in the description. Thanks for watching. Please leave a comment with any questions you have, and I will answer them perfectly. Just don't ask me why Big Trouble in Little China is the best 80s movie. It just is.